Welcome back, guys. Fusion's here with Fusion ZX Gaming. We're going to continue part 2 of our Banished. I told you guys last time we were going to go ahead and make a farm up here. We are going to start building a road to the farm. And we'll take this as far as we can. Roads basically make people move faster. I think I forgot to mention that in the last episode, guys. But basically the roads are literally just to make people be able to move farther from home and be able to still function and do their jobs. We're still having food problems. We're probably not going to get a farm up in time for this winter season, but we'll find out here soon. The herbalist has actually hit the limit all with just one herbalist. Wow, okay. Well, let's go ahead and upgrade her limit because she's got room to store that. We've got logs coming in. We're having a lot of food problems. We're going to have to go ahead and build this farm whether we want to or not. Crop field. I'm actually going to take this up here a little ways. We're going to make this as big as I can fit. 16, so 15 by 15. The main reason I'm making it so large is just so that we can have as much food as possible. That is the main problem we're having right now. I would really love to put 4 people on the farms. I'm going to have to take some people off of other jobs. Because that farm is going to be what builds our food back up. Hopefully we'll get some more adults in here as well so that we can stop not having laborers. I really don't like not having laborers. If someone were to die right now, their position would go unfilled, and I would have to go find someone manually to replace them. So hopefully we don't have too much problem with that. Our blacksmith is still working on tools. He's actually almost at the limit. I'm going to bump that just because we will use tools very quickly as we get larger. Steven, not Steven, Steven has become an adult and is now a laborer. That is good, but I would rather have him hunting. Farmers during the off-season, during the winter, will actually act as laborers. So they will go out and finish harvesting all the resources here that I had asked them to do previously. If you guys missed the last episode, I'll put an annotation in the corner for you. That'll be the first time I've done that. Get an annotation for episode 1 and probably another annotation for episode 3 because like I said I am going to do quite a few of these for you guys on this game. I'm hoping we can get up near my 200 mark. I did spend a lot of time in that. You guys are seeing this real time. Real time with the game set to the fastest speed. So I don't know, people may lose interest before we get that far. You guys let me know. But we're going to try and get something decently populated, established here. Logs are finally starting to build back up because we're not building houses or anything. Food's still pretty low. That farm should fix that though. And they actually will harvest automatically. This season we're not going to get 100% yield out of it because it did not have a full grow season. Next season they will let it grow until it's at 99% yield and then they will automatically harvest it for me. I don't have to worry about that. It looks like they will automatically harvest even if it is not near full yield either. So that's a good thing. I didn't know if I had to do that manually or not. We have one more laborer available. Let's go ahead and put him as a fisherman. I'd like to get one more gatherer since we're still kind of not really having much reserves on food. Especially with all the corn bringing in, we're still not really very high on reserves. So I definitely want to get the next couple laborers to go into at least the gatherer, that is food production. That'll probably be the only other food item I can do at the moment. We'll have to come up with a use for this. We may want to... We have no coats left, so everybody's going to have a really cold winter. May have to go ahead and make a tailor here shortly. But that's okay. We'll get one put in here somewhere. And then they can start making us some warm clothes for the winters. Hopefully we make it through this one okay. If we don't, then I guess we'll be ending this series here and maybe starting a new one. So far, we've expanded nice and slow. We're not trying to go crazy and just throw up 1,000,000 houses so we have more people. Really got to pay attention to the resources. That's the #1 key to the entire game. So long as you pay attention to your resources and don't try and build while you don't have reserves, you should be okay. As long as you have a little bit reserved, like we're starting to get some logs reserved, so we can probably go ahead and build our tailor now. And that's what we're going to do right now. That's a big building to make some clothes in. Sorry. Random thought. But now it wants us to have some builders, which we do not have. I'm hoping some of the children are soon to become laborers first. So we've got some room in some of the houses for some more children and stuff. That's good. Looks like some of them may be looking for places to move out to here pretty soon. This house definitely has an adult in it that can move into their own house. But currently we're not going to worry about that. And it looks like the farmers that have become laborers during the winter are building this for us, is what it seems. Well, the food reserve just jumped a huge amount. I don't know what changed there. But we'll just keep kind of sitting tight. If our food reserve goes up, we'll throw up a whole bunch more houses. We may want to look into having another forester lodge, maybe back off this way somewhere. That does have a pretty big radius that they work in. But we're still not really gaining logs very quickly, so you know what, a bridge over to here would probably make more sense. So I'm going to go ahead and tell them to build that. I know they may not get to it right away. And there's a bridge building tool. If you click it, it will only build the bridge section, no matter how far out here I drag it. It only builds the bridge. I have to come back in and make sure the road meets the end of the bridge. And I don't want to tell them to build anything else right at the moment because we have no logs left again. And again, I can clear cut and remove a whole bunch of stuff that way. I really prefer not to. I'm not going to send anybody horribly far from to do that either. But they'll get us a bridge built, they'll get us a road built, we'll eventually get our tailor built so that we can use jackets instead of firewood all the time. And we'll see what we've got from there. Farmers have all stopped working on the building because the farm is ready now. You'll notice we're in late spring, the yield is going up. As we get closer to winter, they will eventually harvest that. Hopefully we get a high yield this year. There's also another type of farming in my book that they are calling a herdsman. I can make pastures. Basically, pastures would allow me to have cows, chickens. They do start you with something. Like you guys saw me pick to grow corn instead of peppers here. That is the options they gave me by default by choosing medium. If I find... I didn't really see much ocean on this map. Let's pull the map back up. There's not really an ocean on this map, so if I build, there's a trading post I can build on this main waterway here. Random traders will come. They will come with animals, food, seeds, supplies, and there is no money in this game. There's no currency. There's no like silver or gold or anything like that. So literally everything you trade has a value. Be it if I want to trade some corn, it has a certain value affixed to it to the traders. And you basically just barter in what you have. Right now I can barter in tools. That would be a very good use of the tools. Those are pretty valuable. We may have to actually look and see where we're going to put a trading post here in a minute. It would be nice to have one. Where it's at. And that building is way too big to fit there. Can't go there. And we're going to have a hard time placing this on this map, it looks like. Will that fit there? That will fit there. Okay. Yes, I need tons and tons and tons of builders, and everybody's busy right now, so that'll sit for a while. We'll make another branch off of this road and go here. That way we may get some different types of crops and stuff we can grow. Kind of looking now to see where the next bunch of flat or farmland's going to go. We'll probably end up clear cutting some of this. I did say I was going to put a forester over here, but I think I'm going to drag them a little farther out. Also probably should put another storage area out this way, as well as a storage barn. The storage barns store food and herbs and things like that, basically finished goods, final products. The storage piles, the stock piles, store raw materials and resources that way. And once I build out here a little bit, I'm going to want to build some housing out here and a storage barn so that they don't have to walk all the way over here in the winter, possibly freeze to death to try and restock their cabinets. So, Still not getting a ton of wood out of that forester's lodge, which is unusual. Usually one of those will sustain you for a while. We're not really being sustained right now. We're just barely making it. But let's go ahead and have this one person be a builder. I know we're still working on Taylor. I know we're still working on getting some resources. I think I may clear cut this section here as well, just to keep up the reserves. Just gonna clear cut all of that. That way we can have like a big town center instead of just this little postage stamp and sprawling out across. We did have another building we were supposed to be building out here. I don't know if I placed that yet or not. I think I only made the road. But I probably will take the next Forester's Lodge a little farther over and into like a more dense area of the forest, like right in here maybe. I think that'll make a difference. I think that might be why we're not getting much out of this one. Well, it does take a few years for the new planted trees to grow, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe we'll get all these to grow up early this year, and then we can start harvesting on these. Hopefully, wishful thinking. I can play the game. I do not know all the mechanics or the details. Like I said, I've got a few hours into this. I've built a little bit in this game, but I am by no means an expert, so while not a complete blind playthrough, it is still a relatively new playthrough. We are doing okay on food, so some of the kids can grow up and become laborers and stuff. We should be okay. Then we should start getting, actually we are already getting laborers, I didn't realize it. So let's put some more onto the buildings. And everything but the herbalist is still fully stocked. Our health is good, so I'm not worried about that at the moment. There is a building I want to build relatively soon, the town hall. What that'll do for us is actually we'll have people come and ask to become citizens of our town at times. I do need somebody to work as a tailor. I will take one of my builders and you can become a tailor. That way we can get some coats and stuff. I can make them out of leather, wool. Well, I don't have a wool supply. We should be getting some leather from the hunters, I believe. Yes, we are getting leather from the hunters. We definitely want to keep them busy. Health's going down just a hair. Oh, yep, all the trees over by our Forester Lodge did get bigger, so awesome. We have accomplished that part of it. So now the logs should be sustainable from that area. So that should be nice. That should work out pretty well for us. Then we'll have our trading post so we can get some stuff other than corn. I'm thinking this is going to be a big farm at some point. We're going to assign those two to build, and then after that's built, we're going to slow down a little bit. And I know, guys, this isn't a really fast play or anything like that, but this is Banished. It's a nice, relaxing, calm game with a really brutal edge on it that is very easy to find. If I was to spam another set of houses this size, we would collapse. We would end up having everybody starve to death because everybody would start having more kids because there was housing available. So, I'm thinking maybe possibly a farm here. Maybe a marketplace would go better there. Now, every time I've built a marketplace, my society has collapsed. And I do mean literally collapsed. Because they take all the finished goods and all the stuff they can get and they pile it in the marketplace, and it's no longer for just anybody. So we may hold off on that. Let's see what it actually says about it. Assuming I can find it. Market used to provide localized areas for citizens to collect food, tools, and fuel. So if I was to build another set of housing over here, which we may, okay, yeah, let's try it. It may make sense in this one. So much for my farm, huh? And hopefully people can run there to get their food instead of having to run all the way back once we start having things over here. I will not be putting very many vendors in there. Probably one or two for now. It seems like if you get too many vendors in there, they kind of burn through the resources a lot faster. So we'll hopefully not have that problem. It does look like we've got, once that's built, looks like, actually let's pause that building. Let's get this built first. Once they have that built, let's see, probably drop that down, go ahead and let them be laborers. That'll get us logs and stuff from here like we want it. And that's that pause button I mentioned last episode, guys, that allows you to actually pause your buildings to make sure that certain things get built in certain orders, and then I don't have to pull my laborers down to man the buildings. And we're fully staffed on every job here except for the herbalist. Again, until our health starts to drop, I'm not worried about that. We don't have a hospital or anything. If people start getting mad at me, we can make a brewer, which will make us beer. Obviously, beer raises happiness, right? Let's see. We got everything we need. We're just waiting on them to build it. So they've already carried all the supplies they needed over here. And then we'll actually, when we build the marketplace, we'll watch how quickly this barn starts to empty. Decent job of keeping it relatively full right now. Our food's getting to the mark where we can start considering some more housing. Our logs are getting there as well, so that may be very near future. Maybe do... Sorry, now you guys get to listen to my poor thought process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses here maybe? But I'm gonna wait until we get the marketplace built. Unpause that so that the builders can go do that. Ooh, it actually needs 6 builders to build that. Okay, well, we'll let all 6 of them do it. We'll get it knocked out. As soon as that's done, we'll staff our trading post and we'll staff our marketplace. We are getting kind of low on children and students compared to what we were. We have lots of people in the workforce, but not a lot to replace them as they start to get old. That's why the housing starts to come into play now. I wonder if I can fit that one there. No, we can't fit another one there. So it really doesn't matter how we do this. Let's go ahead and put the road. 1, 2, 3. Well, if I can pause them before they build them, I'm going to pause them all. That way they'll focus on building this marketplace that we need. Looks like they've got to remove some stuff from the property. They've got to bring a bunch of logs and stone and iron over. We may be kind of low on stone. Alright, somebody grow up to become a laborer so you can go gather some stone for me. Where is our nearest nice-sized pile of stone? Don't really have any nice areas of stone, so we're going to send somebody a long way and hope that it's not too far away. But we're going to take all the stone we can find here. We can build a mine. We may consider that very soon as well. Because if we build a, or not a mine, that's the stone cutter I kept saying incorrectly to begin with. Quarry, that's what I'm thinking. That is a huge building. That land will always be used. So be careful where you place that. I actually not real sure where I want to place mine. That's on flat ground. You know what? We may have somewhere to put a mine, though. The mine's kind of weird. It wants to be built kind of on a hill, but kind of not at the same time. And we really don't have a huge amount of hills around us here. I lost one of my screens. Wait a minute. That one can come back. You guys all watching me put X on that. Nobody screamed at me. Come on now. Okay on iron. Still need more stone, though. We're going to have to build that quarry, then. I just don't know where in the world to build it at. I don't want to waste a big chunk of good real estate. That's all iron right there. Once I remove all these iron blocks, too, that's a lot of iron. That should keep us going on that for a while. We're 65% complete, finally actually building the marketplace. We did gain a new laborer. We're going to be a trader. We're only going to have one trader for now. I can actually have them carry stuff over there to trade. I don't feel like we have enough reserves to sit stuff in here and let it just sit, which is what it would do as far as for trading purposes. So even if a vendor comes through with something I really, really want right now, I may not be able to buy it, but that's okay. It's there. They'll start coming in at least, and I can see what they have to offer. Hopefully find some decent seeds or something along those lines. Let's see, is this done yet? Nope, almost. And the traders will bring in cattle and stuff. I don't know what my first two... I may build a pasture just to see what my first two options they gave me were. One vendor. Two vendors. Two builders build the house, so let's build each one at a time. That way the laborers can go get this iron and stone over here that we want. Just tell them to do the stone first. I don't know if I can... Oh wow, there's not a lot of stone left over here. That must all be iron though. So we'll let them do that. Health's still good, so our list is still fine. This will start to fill up. And our storage barn, notice all the food stuff that has disappeared is now here. So they'll all come to the marketplace to get their food and stuff. Hopefully the corn will get us enough to be okay there. Tell my idle builders to go ahead and build the next house on the list. I do need to build a road too for those guys. And since I screwed up, I may just do a double road here. I don't know. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a double road here. That should connect it to the market and the houses. Reserve of food's low because it's all in here. Nobody's starving yet. They will get little icons above their head when they're starving or cold or anything along those lines. So we do have to keep an eye out for that as well. I'm kind of thinking that giant quarry I was just talking about possibly building is going to end up going right in here somewhere. There would be some primetime land for some other fishing. But right now, the stone's looking like it's going to be our biggest catch. Well, maybe it'll be iron now. We're going to give it a second. I don't know what we need to focus on more right there, so we're going to give it a second. We have enough laborers. It's going to build both of these houses at the same time. Vendor. You don't need any more traders. They would literally just be the ones that carry stuff over to the dock in order to have it be able to be traded. Right now, we don't really have anything to trade in. We may want to consider some more farm. I think we may actually do some herdsmen this time, see what kind of animals we have an option of working with here. Let's see, I want to leave room for houses here. Just go ahead and take a road straight down, because I know we're going to develop out pretty much all of this area. Food, make a pasture. The bigger you make these, the more animals you can keep in them. How big will this let me go? 20 by 20? That's going to make my gatherers kind of mad if I build it there. Let's go to the other side of the road here. No, that's not where I want that. Eh, 20 by 14 is okay. That should be enough. Now once they've built that, we can find out what kind of animals we have. Now here's somebody that's hungry. I guess there's no food left in the marketplace. There's no food left in the barn. This is all coming down to our hunters and gatherers at this point to hopefully find us enough food. You'll notice people are getting cold. Now they're cold and hungry. So we may need to figure out some more food resources other than just the pasture we're building. Let's hope nobody starves to death. We could be getting ready to fall on our faces here, guys. It is possible. We're getting a little bit of food here, but not much. 50-50. We'll know if people start starving, it'll show here. Whoever's cold needs to go home. I don't know why you're standing here freezing. No. We lost our trader to starvation. But since we had laborers, it automatically replaced him for us. There's another trader died of starvation. Reserve of firewood is low. Why are you not cutting firewood? Did our woodcutter die and I never noticed it? No. Oh, we just burnt all that we had. Okay, I got it. And here will be our first trader. Merchant has arrived at the trading post. Let's go see what he's got. Trade. He had potato seeds. I would love to have potato seeds. Since I didn't have anybody bring anything over here to trade with him, I cannot take those. But I knew that was going to be a possibility. I can also click the little play button here to get to them. It'll center me on it. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss him instead of letting him sit there. I don't have anything to try and give him to trade with. Luckily, we're getting into spring, so everybody should stop freezing. We did run out of wood last winter, or firewood last winter, so we're going to bump the stone cutters limit up a little, or the wood cutters limit up a little bit, so that he can cut a little more firewood to have in reserve for this winter. Hopefully, food-wise, we can get something going here soon. Probably put another gatherer's hut over here. We do have enough people to man another gatherer's hut. Let's say you're going to go right about there. Looks good to me. Uh-oh. Lost a builder to starvation, lost a forester to starvation. So all of our laborers are slowly dying, or are slowly being used by the things that we have currently going on. So here's that little bubble I was talking about that we were trying to avoid. I didn't wait long enough to have enough reserves. I don't have enough food production and things, so we have a lot of people dying of starvation. We're also losing people. A fisherman died during childbirth, it says. I guess it'd be a fisherwoman, wouldn't it? But we're still manned in most of the important parts. Hopefully we can get some buildings going. And like I said, this market has always been what screws me, and I probably shouldn't have built it. I'm going to actually lower the number of people working in the market. I hate not having at least one laborer, because then I have to figure out where I lost somebody at then. See, that laborer is no longer a laborer. Let's drop one more down. I don't know what they're building at the moment. Building the thing out here? No. But we're hitting that bubble. We're coming down in population pretty quickly. We're losing quite a few people. Make sure everything's still somewhat staffed. And right now we're kind of at that bubble where we've got to hope that the foods that we have can start to sustain us soon. Notice it was not too long after I built these houses, guys. Like I said, you got to be really careful when you're building new homes, because that puts a really big strain on the resources you do have. Hopefully they'll build this gatherer's hut wherever I told it to go. I know it's down here somewhere. Dotile? D-O-T-T-I-L-I-E. Dotili? Dotili? I don't know. These people give their kids some weird names. That is for sure. You know what? I should have these guys, actually. I should go take some tools and put in here for trades. So let's give the blacksmith something to do. Let's go take most of his tools. Take most of his tools to put into our inventory here. That way, if we get a trader that comes through with potatoes or something that can save our lives next season, then we can have that. And there's where I put that. I'm wondering if I probably shouldn't have sent people quite so far going after the stone and iron. That might have been another part of it. They weren't able to make it home since homes are this way. But that's okay. We learned. We look like we've kind of hit a stall point where nobody's really dying at the moment. We do have a little bit of food stored up again. We have way less mouths to feed, so hopefully this bubble will start to inflate again. Time will tell. This is, I need 5 builders. What if I pause this, because nobody's working on this anyway. Now I only need 3 builders. 2 laborers. Leave the herbalist alone. Leave all of that alone. I really want this to start being built. I don't know if they will build this until spring or not, though, so we will miss part of the season on this. I don't know what kind of animals we have. I'm kind of hoping for chickens. You get a lot more chickens into a pasture than you do cows, so I'm hoping. The herbalist is still at the herb limit. Wow, just one. Still managed to keep up with the whole town's demand. That's awesome. The corn's being pulled out of here. There's a little bit of corn left in the barn. There's some berries and stuff. So the herbalist is putting, or the gatherers are putting stuff in the barn, and then these guys are running over to the barn and stealing it and bringing it to the marketplace, which is actually a little too far from the houses. You know what? I think I'm actually going to shut that down at some point soon. If I shut it down and they stop taking the food from the barns, there's no housing over this way. So I think that may be the problem, is I built it too far away from the center of town. Do I get my stuff back out of it if I close it, though? Or does this, like, upgrade the influence area? No. Do people still get to pull food out of here, though? Alright, guys. Well, while I figure that out, I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this one here. Again, this was Fusions with Fusion ZX Gaming. Thanks for joining us. Come back and catch us in the next video.